Hey guys, Khan here, or by how some individuals know me as Rainix. I'm here to talk about, or yap a little bit. It's like a small rant about the whole political drama that's been happening right now. You know, with the little diddly thing. I'm probably gonna split this up to three sections since after all, this is just gonna be like a small rant since there are some stuff that I want to give my opinion on, an opinion that nobody really asked for, but you know, fuck it, why not? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, by the way, please, please, like what the disclaimer in the video said at the beginning of the video. Please, no, no harassment to anybody. Don't harass anybody in here. Yeah, that's it. So, the first thing I'd like to discuss about is the drama itself. Some questions that's been nagging me is why are people just switching up all of a sudden when they knew of diseases drawings? Not to mention it being spread around and it being on public displays such as Rule 34, E621, and Ink Money. Why is Twitter filled to the brim with thoughtless dumbasses who constantly yap about the situation? Why the hell was this brought up randomly all of a sudden? Now a big percentage of the community has left. And why do people think disease hasn't changed not one bit? Well, I'll try to answer these questions from what I think is a proper response. So, the first question I said before, why the switch up? Well, to rewind back a bit, on September 27, a well known member of the community by the name of Bernie Burner showed his conversation with disease, which showed him confessing to having a rape fetish and Bernie questioning him about other stuff, as well as him saying he has a BDSM fetish back in 2021, which is not very good to say the least. The news spread like wildfire around the community, with many people being sad and a pre-blood Reddit and Wiki shutting down. But here's where I'm confused. Like I said previously, this is actually a known thing, not the rape fetish, as this was something recent, but the BDSM drawings and the H play, going as far back as 6 years ago, and the latest porn he made being nearly 3 years ago, just 2 more months. So seeing people being mad now is just why? I'm really just confused. I mean, if this is something recent, then I'd be understanding of why people are infuriated, but why bring it up now? And why is he the creator the same as before? He even stated he doesn't want to be an Antifa creator, which props to him, but not a lot of people exactly believe him, which I would also understand, but here's something I like to say. Going forward from last month, the dude has been honest about everything, even shit he didn't want to say, such as the rape confession, the drawings, the H play, etc. So why would he just randomly decide to lie all of a sudden? There could be more to this, and I just don't know about it. But for my time spectating from a distance, having some conversations with disease, the guy hasn't lied about anything so far. So, second question, like stated previously. Honestly, there isn't much to say about this. So, I mean, Twitter's the land of actual demented fucks and scums of the earth. You'd find people on there who'd straight up say the most diabolical shit you've ever seen in your life, and nothing really would happen to them because Twitter's just like that. You'd see pedophiles on the daily, toxic people, others making mocking posts, racism on a whole different level, etc., etc., etc. You can just imagine it by yourself. However, what I'm talking about is the people yapping about the situation. Take for example, Bernie. This dude has been milking the situation for 11 days straight. I mean, look at this shit. 11 days nonstop of blabbling and yapping about the situation over and over and over and over and over again like a broken radio, and cares so much for minors. But when it's a minor he sees unredeemable, he has no issue comparing them with a rapist, aka me. And I think on the same day or the next day, he had the audacity to repost a document which was made on me back on February or March, which already have a 200 plus page response document on these same people. I'm not talking about Bernie, a certain group of others, and it won't release it unless they have to. But for the people who knows the group who made this document, all I'm gonna say is these disgusting, unhygienic, and miserable pieces of trash really love hiding behind a private group chat and saying certain stuff there. But back to the subject. He reposted that same document as you can see here, and I decided to respond for once. And all he did, just bring up old shit that I've done, which doesn't counter any of the stuff I've said. Anyways, rewinding back a bit until I broke a radio apart, another individual has since joined in on this, an account by the name of Burner, which they say they aren't an alt account of Bernie, and that they are two separate people. And when they said that, I really didn't know what to think. I mean, they yap about the situation just like Bernie, except they use slurs here and there, and they're much more hostile, as well as going forward to make a 9/11 reference. And Bernie decides to repost that. I genuinely don't know what got to this absolute waste of a specimen to be reposting shit like that. Since, well, dude, that's just not fun to be referencing around. especially this burner dude. I mean, one day Bernie decided to call this venting, and now I want you to take 3 seconds to look at this picture, pause the video if you like, and tell me, where is the venting here? You done? All right. I decided to call Bernie out and ask him, where's the vending here? And guess who responded? Bernie! I am lying my ass off. Bernie decided to respond instead. I think the dude deleted his comments as of now, since I can't find it, but thankfully I had it saved, as you can see here. Eventually, he decides to block me and ended off with a slur. And on the same day, Bernie replies over to some famous artist in the community, wanting her to draw his OC instead of responding to me. I just find most people on this dude's side to be absolutely childish and laughable as shit. Not because they don't like disease. If you don't like him, that's completely valid. But don't view the dude as the same guy from 6 years ago. Now I see people on Twitter saying bullshit like, Rabat is mine, or finally, Kiriko is mine. And I'm not saying this isn't okay since disease actually proved this. I'm talking before he approved it. People were just stealing his characters like these, like the fucking, those monkeys from Shangri-La. You know, Black Ops 1? You know those fuck ass monkeys that steal your power ups. These people are literally the same exact thing, except on Twitter and stealing his characters. It's just cringe to look at. I mean, why not make your own characters? Oh, because he's a quote unquote bad guy. You know, I suppose Twitter is Twitter. Well, what can I say? Third question. Well, I don't know the exact reason why. However, in the new pre-blood drama server, no idea who's a dumbass that made that. Apparently, Bernie just switched up in 2 days. I, I don't know what's up with this dude. I mean, everyone just switched up all of a sudden. I mean, there's this one main character syndrome teen called Theo who all of a sudden declared his 14 plus server, which was then changed to 13 plus, to the official server. He declared that as the official server. You know, after the fucking the Stooks drama and stuff, and then the server got frozen or shut down. Basically, that server is now closed for good. So this guy declared his server as the new official server. I deadass made a speech bubble because of how laughable he is. But then, not even a month passed, and he makes a hate document towards disease. And less than a week later, when the official server opened up, like the actual official server that disease made, it opened up for a really small time. I'm talking less than 2 hours. Theo was begging disease to keep the server open. And when I decided to check his document again, guess what? He deleted his document. I don't think you understand how much I was laughing my ass off. I was chuckling like that one fuck ass minion gif. It's just why the switched up? Why? Why can't you just stay on one side or even better, either be thoughtful about the situation or neutral? And when disease confronts him about it, this is his response. You see what I'm talking about? Why switch up? I'm not saying don't hate on him. No, you can express your distress towards him, not personally, of course. But just be thoughtful of what you say and how you think of him. And especially don't normalize death threats like this fat fuck right here. If you don't like someone, that's fine. But if you wish death upon them, you're a straight up lunatic in my eyes. I don't know why I switched up that badly. You know, I switched up so quickly. And finally, last question. Now, this one kind of hurts me since I also relate to this. Some people may or may not know this, but all of these arts, such as the age play, the rape, the BDSM, etc., is more than 3 years ago. His latest porn, like I said previously, was nearly 3 years ago. When I decided to ask the dude why he made it, I assumed it is, out of pure lust, and I was right. How? Well, it doesn't really take a genius to figure out lust is a bitch to deal with. I do blame him for not keeping his sexual mind to himself and drawing those disgusting stuff. I will say that. However, I won't look at the dude like he hasn't changed not one bit, and as if he doesn't care about his actions. People need to understand some shit here and there. Lust being one of the most difficult feelings to keep in control. As much as I don't like saying this, I'm a horny bastard myself, and I despise myself so badly for it. I don't like it at all, but I just can't help myself. Same with millions of others. Nobody likes lust at all. It's annoying as hell. And when I see others doing bad actions because of it, such as disease, and I see others point fingers at the guy like he did it carelessly with a completely normal mind, it genuinely hurts. Another reason I relate to this is because I've done some bad actions last year. I was a very controversial, what the fuck can I even say? Controversial member in the community. And I'm gonna be completely honest about some stupid shit I did. For those who don't know, I have threatened to dox before. I have neglected my ex horribly. I've vented about wanting to start a school shooting. I've also vented that I wanted to murder my former friend since I was getting bullied a lot. I've abused my animals back when I was 6, and it got leaked. It was like a small semi-venting, if you want to call it that. And I won't sit down here and say that was a long time ago, as it doesn't matter. It's still bad. But what I will say is that I actually learned from them. I have left doxing I've completely left it months ago. I currently have a partner of 9 months, which I love her very much. I've been keeping myself normal from having such thoughts. I've had a pet bird for almost 3 years now. Mish Mish, a lovebird. Over this year, I mean, you've been hearing her for the past like fucking 5 minutes of the video. And over this year, I've actually learned from my mistakes, despite some people saying I didn't change. So if I could change in a year, what makes this guy any different? And that's pretty much it for the video. That's really just all I want to say. Actually, no, there's one more thing I want to say that isn't on script. This is like the first time I'm reading without a script. It's really about Bernie's beautiful OC, the beloved character that he stole. Just want to say right off the bat that the person who made that also made porn. He was 15. I'm talking about Citrus Puffy. This guy is currently 18. He's been on a 3-year drawing porn streak. If that's really what you want to call it. And just recently, I think like a few months prior, he drew a character by the name of Madatsuki. I actually made a video on it, so it was like a shit post. Basically, he made porn out of this character from Yum Nikki. And now that I look into it, yeah, that's a fucking child, dude. And the way this guy wants to explain that, in his eyes, that's an adult because of her actions in the game, such as at the end she kills herself. I know, well, not kills herself. She jumps off the building and she isolates herself in her apartment. Well, just fucking looking at that sprite and looking at the community's like fan art of her. So I think it's safe to say that everyone thinks that she's a kid, or at least either a kid or a teenager, a minor, that's for sure. And Bernie defends that with all his life. Really, yeah, that's just really what I want to say. I wanted to say that previously, but I didn't add it to the script, so I might as well just add it now. And yeah, like I said previously, please do not harass any of these guys. It's just like a shitty rant. And yeah, that's really it. Have a good night.